So what's shaping the landscape and therefore shaping where you as retailers and merchants need to make investments? I think we can't escape the basics, and some of those basics revolve around things like security and mandates. Solutions have to be fit for purpose. There are a lot of regulations in place to make sure things behave in a certain way. We have to adhere to those regulations. You certainly have to do that, and there's no escaping that fact. I think what we're starting to see, what we're starting to ask is how we can make life more convenient for our customers. So when we look at convenience, making it easier for them to shop, looking at things like mobile point of sale, tablet retailing, which we know a lot of retailers are really seriously looking at the moment. New forms of payment technology, alternative payments, mobile wallets, payments through apps. Here in London, we've actually spent days where we've been through London without pulling out cash or card and simply paying on your mobile phone. So there are new ways to pay right now that people are using. We're also, of course, seeing the evolution of channels. So e-commerce, m-commerce, in-store, we're looking at MPOS, tablet, the extension of unattended systems and new ways of using unattended, semi-attended solutions. So all of these things are coming into the mix in terms of decision-making and investment decisions that retailers need to make moving forward. As if that wasn't enough, now we go and talk to retailers about what's coming over the horizon. So alternative methods of payments, digital wallets, how are you going to interact with mobile phones? So, don't make an investment decision until you've plotted out, what you're going to be doing in the future.
There are a lot of people who won't return if they've actually had to queue in the store to actually wait for that product. So 56% would be less likely to return. So only 19% would say they'd abandon their basket completely, so that's kind of where they walk out, don't buy the products. 16% refuse to wait more than 3 minutes. So, it's costing retailers billions, and a lot of the time, actually, retailers don't know the specific value that it's costing them. They know that there's some clothes or products that have been left there, and that's not even accounting for the people who don't come into the shop because the queues are too long. So it is costing lots of money.
What is a PCI P2P solution? Well, it's a third-party solution provider that includes secure devices, applications, and processes. Okay. Those applications, processes, and devices all go through a very strict validation process, and it's considerably more onerous and difficult than going through PCI. But essentially, those solutions will encrypt the card data at the point of interaction, where the card goes into the PED, and they decrypt at the third party's secure facility. So the merchant sees none of that cardholder data. They see nothing. So, from our perspective, from a security perspective, this is wonderful because the merchant doesn't need to worry about protecting that cardholder data. I'm sure there will probably be other challenges such as integration and all that sort of thing, but those are challenges that can certainly be overcome. And within this industry, there's a lot of reluctance to talk about silver bullets, and I've put that up there purposely because having been in this industry for 9-10 years, we've not seen a single solution that comes as close to being a silver bullet for retailers in the card-present environment as a PCI point-to-point encryption validated solution.
And if you really look at social is not a place for buying. It's a place to add to that shopping experience. Because if you look at a typical sales funnel, it really fits into 3 different areas. One is driving traffic. Secondly, it's to a web page or a landing page where you can buy. And then once they've bought, nurture relationships. That's how we've kind of looked at social commerce or e-commerce over the last few years.
When you're looking at customer service, one of the other critical things is about delivering a high reliability of service. Payments is mission critical now, so you do not want ever to have downtime. And you've got to be able to offer complete reliability and robustness to make sure that the customer can always pay for their goods and services. You know, that is critical now. And you must make sure you focus that your systems have the various resilience. So when we look at customer acquisition, it's about what more can be offered to help bring them into your business. Or as retailers here, what other services can you offer to attract people? So it works both ways. You can now use the infrastructure that was originally built for a payment transaction to carry new types of transactions. So you can capitalize on the new fast communications and the input devices from the terminals to be able to carry new types of transactions and to drive new revenues and new sales. And the latest VeriFone products with their touch screens, their multi-application capabilities, the security on them to segment the different applications and things. This is what allows you to introduce many of these ones. And these are some of the other factors in your business case is when you're refreshing your technology things. So you need to look at this and apply not only today, but where you might want to go over time. Because you're planning a future, you're planning for where you want to go, and your payments infrastructure has to be able to take you on that journey.